Hello and welcome to Trojan Talk. I'm your host, Aaron Taylor. My guest today is Dr. Art Bacon, an artist whose work is on display in the International Art Center at Troy University. Thank you for joining me here today.
Thank you.
And as I mentioned, an exhibit of your work on display here at Troy University. First and foremost, how does it make you feel to have a chance to show your work here at Troy University?
Well, I think it's an excellent opportunity, and I was always looking forward to it anyway, ever since I learned that your chancellor, who's an old friend of mine, is president here.
And so got the opportunity, an old friend of yours has this new exhibit hall for you to be able to show off your work, the chance for folks here at Troy University to see some of your work and maybe put some new eyes on some of your paintings. Obviously, I would think it's a good opportunity for folks to see and get to know your work.
Oh, I think it's as I said before, it's an excellent opportunity. And I understand and saw the other excellent work that's in that. It's a perfect space for exhibiting. And I'm glad to be here.
Oh, of course. And then let's talk a little bit about your history, because you're an artist and a painter, but you weren't always a painter. Most of your life was spent in other pursuits, right?
Well, all of my credentials are in science, biology specifically, and I did that for many years. But I always mixed the art in because art is my passion.
And how did the two come? How did that come about? You were a scientist for so long in art.
Biologists have to observe, so I think that the art served me well, especially in the early years when I had to draw those plates from my high school art class.
And a lot of people may not connect those two. That there's a lot of artistic work needed in some of the stuff with biology when you have to illustrate things.
Oh yes, no doubt about it. On through grad school, and I came through grad school so early that we didn't have all of the strong camera technology that we have now, and I relied on my drawings instead of the camera.
And let's talk a little about how you transitioned. When did you first kind of have the inkling that you wanted to be an artist and wanted to express yourself through art?
Well, I can't remember the time that I didn't want to be an artist. So as long as I can remember, I was always drawing. I was trying to be an artist right from the beginning. Whether I was one or not, that's up for grabs, but I worked at it.
And so what were some of the first things you started to draw and paint? What drew your attention?
I think most kids start off drawing little cartoons and things out of Superman, out of the comic books and some other things. And Tarzan was a favorite of mine that I drew. But I soon, I think about the middle school period, we didn't call it middle school then, but I started going into more realistic subject matter.
And so what are some of the things that I guess have caught your fancy over the years, the subjects and kind of what do you put in your art?
Well, I like to do people.
Mm-hmm.
People are my favorite, and I like to do people who more or less have been neglected. They're older people, character in their faces, and their experiences show in every wrinkle. And I just love doing people. And
in those people, you talk about people, the character in their faces, but help tell their story. And a lot of times, if someone sees some of these people in one of your paintings, it may make them think a little about who they're looking at.
Oh, well, they usually have an impact of some kind or another. When I'm drawing a subject matter, then I actually feel what I think I'm seeing in the subject matter. And as a matter of fact, my body begins to contort as if I have those very same feelings.
And an opportunity also while your work is on display here to talk to Troy University students and any art lovers out there. I know on the 27th there'll be a chance to have a talk with any of the folks here that are interested in knowing about your work. I know there's got to be an opportunity for you to excited to be able to share your story to those people while they can come see that.
Well, I plan to do that. I plan to, when I come to my reception, I plan to stay over and do something maybe with the public school students. And I love talking to kids of all ages, 8 to 80, as a matter of fact, about art. Art's a favorite subject of mine.
And an opportunity to maybe open their eyes to the world of art, much like your eyes were open to art at some point, at your young age. So,
yes, mine started very, very early, and I have not lost that intensity and need to do art at any point in my life. I'm just as strongly affected by art as I was from the beginning.
well, here's hoping that folks are strongly affected by your art as well. Thank you for joining us here today.
And thanks for having me.
And thank you for joining us on today's edition of Trojan Talk.